Record. All right, let's go. I am ridiculously excited to be here with you all today. How awesome! Just a couple of weeks into my journey with Monat, and so many beautiful faces on here. So I want to say a big welcome, of course, to the gorgeous ones who are part of our little Unstoppable Collective, our little baby team that's growing, and of course, a really big welcome to the full Aftermath group as well. I feel so privileged that I get to be a part of this group, and we all think, Caro is incredible. We're so stoked to have the most amazing leader. And I have learnt so much. My mind has been blown in the last 3 weeks. And this is just, I'm really excited to present this because I'm kind of on the same journey as most of you. In fact, a lot of you have been around a whole lot longer than I have. And in the last couple of weeks, I've been kind of like, what is all this? It's so exciting, but I don't understand any of it. So I've been just kind of figuring it out along the way. And I will get, if you have got background noise, just mute yourself as well. I've been figuring things out along the way, and I think I finally wrapped my head around a few things. So I was like, I'm going to give this a red hot crack, see if I can help some people along the way. So today is a really quick 30-minute. I'm all about short, sharp, punchy. We don't need to be on for hours. Kara's doing these ones. So I'm going to dive straight in firstly. And tell you a little bit about me. So I am Cass. I don't know if we've met just yet on the socials. I've been talking to a few of you behind the scenes, but I've been with Monat for just on 3 weeks now. And for me, I have got 14 years experience in the direct sales world. I've come from another company, and just some, changes in the company has meant that I have had to look elsewhere. And Monat has been a brand that, since you guys burst into the scene in Australia years ago, has been on my radar. And I've just thought, my goodness, these guys are doing something really, really well over there. And I've been watching from the sidelines for quite some time. And to now be a part of it, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, why haven't I made the leap sooner? So I've had lots of people in my DMs being like, oh my God, you're doing so amazing. This is so great. How are you doing that? And I guess the first thing I want to say is, comparison's a thief of joy. Yes, I've only been here 3 weeks, but I'm going to talk about the wedge right at the end of today. I'm kind of like, I'm 14 years into my wedge. So whilst I don't want to diminish the work that I've done, because it hasn't been easy, I haven't just been sitting on my bum and things are just coming to me. I've been working for it as well. But I've had years of experience, and I've been nurturing my audience for a really long time as well. So I guess I just wanted to start there. Absolutely feel inspired by the people who are doing things, and beautiful Caro as well, and all of the incredible leaders around. But know that even if you're day one, or day 21, like I am, or 2 years down the track, these things are so achievable for you. And if you start working on them now, my goodness, you can achieve incredible things. So what I've learned without a doubt over the years, in my 14 years, I've only ever missed one holiday incentive, and that was like a dagger to the heart. I did everything I could have done personally times like 7. But there was one little baby bit of the criteria I missed out on, and I was like, I will never miss a trip again. But what I learned about these holidays is that they can be the difference between you achieving your other financial goals and not. If you actually just focus on these little carrots, whether it's a rank or the car program or the holiday, if you can use these incentives to your advantage, oh my goodness, just watch the rest of your business explode, because you get into really great behaviors and actions by going for these things as well. So my little saying here, and any of my girls that have come across with me know that I will always say to them, shoot for the stars. If you're landing on the moon, you're still doing okay. So gun for this trip, and if you get it, freaking amazing. We'll have a cocktail together in Punta Cana. I don't even know if that's how you say it, but we're giving it a red hot crack. And you know what? If you don't, think of all the income you're going to have. Think of the customers that you're going to have connected with, the beautiful people you're going to have brought into your business. And you know what? That's the real win in this. You're still on the moon if you give this a crack and aim for the stars as well. So let's dive in. If you've got questions, put them in the chat. We'll come back to them at the end as well. So just really quickly, it's this incredible holiday, all inclusive. Like, how lucky are we to be able to go away and not have to spend a cent? while we're away, which is just amazing. I love that there's multiple tiers of this, and I would love for you to put in the chat when we get to it on the next slide. Have you already started looking at the tiers? Have you sort of thought, okay, I'm going to go just for tier 1, or I'm going all out and I'm going for tier 3? Put it in the chat and let me know. But this is May 4 to 7 next year is when you're going to be getting on that plane and looking around at all of these incredible humans who are going to be on this trip with you. And I know I'm going to be there, and I hope that I get to see all of your faces there as well. So criteria has started. This is obviously what's included: 3 nights, all inclusive, your round trip flights, exclusive recognition, obviously all of your food and beverages as well. And let's be honest, it's when you go away, it's the food and drinks that stack up and, smash out your credit card. So this is so exciting that it's actually all included. And then, all of your pools, your beachfront, all of the entertainment, all of the fun things. I can just imagine what a Monat trip is like. I know in my experience, when we go away on these trips, it's laid on like there's no tomorrow. And you're like, this is the best experience ever. So you can take yourself on holidays till the cows come home. And I love holidays. I've always got something booked in to look forward to. But when somebody else is picking up the tab for these holidays, it's like something you've never experienced before. So if you haven't had that experience, I would encourage you to make this the first. So 3 different tiers. You can absolutely qualify for just yourself. If you're thinking, you know what, that in itself would just be the best thing, and I would just be so stoked and so proud to earn this trip for myself, gun for tier 1. That's amazing. You're going to get yourself there, your hotel, your flights, all of the things, and that's in tier 1. And what we're going to be focusing on today is predominantly tier 1, because you can obviously stretch for tier 2 and tier 3. If you've got a significant other, or, if you're my husband, bless his cotton socks, he's the passenger princess. He gets to come on all the trips. I will say he is my biggest supporter and my biggest cheerleader, and this is my way constantly to be able to thank him. But I don't know what Monat trips are like, but I know when the boys get to come on our trips, it's like the girls just got invited along to the boys' trip and they just have the best time as well. So it's really lovely if you've got a significant other or a bestie or somebody that you can take with you. That is like a whole other experience to be able to share that with somebody else. So tier 2, you're going to get your hotel for 2, your all-inclusive meal package for 2, and your airfares for yourself. And then, guys, we're in Australia. I would hate to think what the airfares are going to cost to get to wherever that place is. I don't even know. I haven't even looked on a map yet, but I can imagine it's not going to be cheap. So if you're thinking you're going to bring a significant other, I would say let's stretch and go for tier 3 so that you're not out of pocket for their flights as well. So let's break it down real quickly. We're just going to look at tier 1 first. Actually, no, just a couple of little things here. Some qualification categories. So the qualification runs over the 6 months. It obviously began on the 1st of August and runs right through till the 31st of January. So just a couple of things in here for newbies like me. Personally sponsor means who you actually personally sponsor, whether that's a market partner or a VIP. Your group sponsor, this is what I was unsure about, and I'm so stoked about this. When you look at the group sponsored figures, this is you and your team. So what you do actually contributes to your group totals, which is so exciting. If you are a trailblazer and you work hard and you smash through your criteria, anything extra you do is actually chipping away at your team as well, which is really, really exciting. Now, obviously, you want your team to be contributing, you want them to be winning as well. But if you're a control freak like I am, that gives me peace knowing, okay, a lot of this is actually in my control and I don't have to rely on other people. So that's really exciting to know that you can contribute towards that as well. The group volume, that's the PV of all of your purchases in your entire downline. Now, that just excludes, this is where I'm still trying to work all of this out, but it includes your entire downline down to, but not including a career rank MMB. For anybody that's in my little group, this doesn't affect you because there was nobody that was MMB, before this criteria began. If you've been around a little bit longer, talk to Caro. She'll explain what that means. And then MPs must enroll with a product pack, and your VIPs must have an active flexship through the 15th of the month following enrollment. So just keep your eyes on those. If any flex ships cancel, I don't think anybody joins without a product pack, right? Like, we're not telling them that they can join without a product pack, so don't worry about that. But if you see that email come through that a flex ship has been cancelled, check your dates and then remove that VIP if they didn't quite meet that criteria. Now, Mel let me in on a little tip yesterday as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you have somebody join as a VIP first, as long as they then enroll, upgrade the following month, then they are included as a VIP as well as an MP in the qualification. Yes, I think I'll double check those and I'll put that in the notes as well. But as long as they go a month later, the following month, then they're actually a two-pronged in your criteria, which is really cool as well. So remembering to really nurture those VIPs. A lot of people are starting there and just trying the product, and then they're actually looking at it from a business perspective, but they want to start as a VIP first. So make sure when you're doing that follow-up with your VIPs that you're letting them know that that's an option for them as well, that they can upgrade to be a market partner and they can also qualify for these trips and incentives as well. If you've got questions so far, pop them in the chat. We'll come back around to them. So I wanted to just quickly break down tier 1. So in tier 1, and this is in a couple of slides as well, hands up just really quickly. Has anybody printed off the handy dandy little tracker in the resources? If you haven't, write that down right now. Go and grab it and print it off, because if you're a visual person like me, it is so handy to just have this little thing sitting on your desk. It doesn't take up a lot of space. And you'll see behind me, I started sticky noting yesterday. And then I found this and I was like, I'm probably just going to wipe them off because this is so much easier than trying to write on all my sticky notes. So it's broken down. There's tier 1. I've actually just separated mine off: tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So you can just really visually see there what you need to do. But basically in tier 1, you need to personally sponsor 10 market partners over that 6-month period. So that's what you are responsible for. And you need to enroll 25 VIPs over that 6-month period. Cool? And we'll break this down as to what it looks like monthly as well. Your group, so your downline, is responsible for 20 market partners. So again, like I said before, you can knock your socks off and you can do the 20 yourself if you like. Again, you want everybody to be building, but that is a possibility. You can do it all yourself if you like. And then 50 VIPs. And again, your 25 contribute to that group 50. So you just need 25 extra from your team, or you can do 40 and they do 10. It doesn't matter how it's made up, but you have to do those minimums yourself, and then the extra, you can do it or the team can do it. Does that make sense so far? Yep, perfect. And then your group volume, the 60,000 overall. Who saw that part and went, oh crap, that's a lot of group volume? Did that scare anybody? It gave me a little bit of a fright. Yeah, that's okay. We're going to talk about the wedge at the end. I don't want you to be panicked by this, because again, it's what you do right now that will actually really start taking effect next month and the month after. So don't panic if you're not on track to do 10,000 this month, if you just broke it down by the 6 months, because it will work its way up as we go along. So let's break it down. This is your per month, and you can just write these numbers down or take a screenshot if you like. If you just really simply break this down, break the whole criteria down by 6 months, very, very, very simple. 2 market partners for you each month and 4 VIPs. Now, I want you to consider as well, yes, there's the holiday. Yes, that's criteria. But this is the business that we do. If you're not introducing new market partners, if you're not having VIPs into your group, you're not making money. These are just simple business building activities. You don't make money if you're not doing these behaviors. So if you are in your Smart Start period, this is a block as well. You're getting your $85 VIP bonus. And even if you're outside of your Smart Start, you're still getting your $85 bonus for those 4 VIPs in the month. 1 MP in there, you've built the block, that's $210. So you've now made $295, as well as a really good chance at hitting this criteria as well. Plus your product pack bonuses if you're in your Smart Start as well. So we worked out yesterday within our team, it was something like a minimum of $370 or something like that you would make before you even look at your commissions, just doing these behaviors. This should really, I don't know what the minimum is, but if I look at my business, I would be thinking this should be the minimum that we're aiming for every single month to build consistency and sustainability in your business. So 2 MPs, 4 VIPs, you've earned a nice little side income by doing those behaviors, and then bang, that's your criteria done for the month. Then your group needs to do 4 market partners and 9 VIPs if you break that down. Again, you can do that all yourself if you like, or spread it out amongst the team and actually check in with your team. Who else is gunning for this triple? What goals do they have? And if you know what goals they have, you know which portion of this that you can say, all right, well, Kim wants 2 market partners. Okay, well, that's 2 that I can allocate to her. And that person wants that many. Great, we're done as a team. So you kind of know who's gunning for what when you share the load there as well. And then the $10,000 in group volume. Does that all make sense so far? Yeah, cool. Happy days. Next slide. All right, so don't forget, tell me in the chat, actually, I'm just going to pull the little chat up so I can see as well. Who in the chat is not already a MMP? And if you're brand new here, chances are you haven't hit that yet, and that's totally okay because that's really exciting. I will say I was so devastated. I hit MMP, and then the next day this came out, and I was like, stinking heck, I would have loved to have, triple points or double points. So it's not the worst thing in the world if you haven't done it yet, because actually if you do it this month, they're going to double your points. If you did it before the 16th of August, you're getting triple GV on your criteria. So whatever that little wheel says at the end of this month, triple it. If you hit MMP after the 16th, double your GV. So again, you're then making also $140 in your rank advancement bonus, hitting that MMP level, but you're also doubling that GV, and that's going to give you a really cracking start to smashing out your 60,000 as well. Oh, sorry guys, I got too excited and there was people in my waiting room. Thanks, Kim. Okay, so double GV, write that down on your goal list. If you haven't already hit MMP, those behaviors that we were talking about before, 2 MPs, 4 VIPs, that's going to get you there. Those dogs like to bark, so I'll mute myself if that happens. Then you've got some little reports. I am a numbers girl. I never used to be. I used to be scared by numbers. I was not empowered by numbers, and I realized numbers and reports are the biggest difference between knowing where you are right now and where you want to go. So there's 2 great little reports that you can find in your dashboard or in your back office. The first one, if you go to reports on your dashboard and then click on Passport 2025, it brings up the live tracker of your results on the left. There is a little bit of a lag. There is a little bit of a lag. I did find over the weekend. Give me 1 second. They had Neighborhood Watch. It's really great. I really love that for me. Over the weekend, it was a little bit slow. It was a little bit laggy, but it all seems to have caught up now. Within a couple of hours, it catches up. So it will actually tell you new personally sponsored MPs, and you can actually click on all of these as well, and it gives you the details. New sponsored VIPs, personally sponsored, personal group sponsored market partners, and it gives you your beautiful team. And I know my gorgeous team won't mind me sharing their amazing results so far, but you can then see where everybody's at as well. So you can check in with your girls who are gunning for it and say, here's where you are. This is where you're on track. For example, my beautiful Kim McGann, she's not going to mind me sharing this, but Kim hit MMP before the 16th. So she's showing us 3,001 in her GV. She's got 9,000 already. It's already tripled. It's not showing that there yet, but that's going to be tripled for her. So I can then say to Kim, you're only 1,000 GV off and we're only halfway through the month, And that's her first month done and dusted. So you can really check in and drill down with your team as well. But this is a really great little tracker. And then I also found on the on your home dashboard where it's got that little daily momentum and you can open it up and dig in a little bit deeper. If you click on new enrollment alerts, it then has how many VIPs and MPs and whatnot in your past 7 days. If you click on that little plus sign, it brings up this bigger report that you can see down the bottom, and you can change the date range. So you can put in there the 1st of August to the 21st of August or whatever today's date is, and then click on that run report and it will actually open it up fully for you. And then I found if you just click on the date, it will then filter from the date. So you'll see who you know, which VIPs or which market partners joined from the first, and then in date order so that you can track them. And then if you've got your handy dandy little tracker here, you can just color them in as you've, you know, done them as well. And you can celebrate the people in your team who are also enrolling their market partners and VIPs with that report as well. There are so many incredible reports in there. I'm actually do a little zoom just around that for anybody else who is interested in knowing what these reports actually mean and how it can help you in your business. I will record that as well. Kara is like, yeah, because I'm so excited. I'm a report girl, and I can see you've got all the reports here, which is very, very cool. And if you know how to use them, then that will also help you. All right, then we've got, so these are your little tools that you can use. If you go to resources and then corporate events, you'll see Passport has its own little thumbnail there. And within that, you've got all the frequently asked questions. There's some social shareables and then also the tracker that I was talking about. So you can print that off. If you're just going for tier 1, you can just print the first 2 pages. If you want to see what the whole lot looks like, then print the whole lot out. Like I said, I just kind of like cut mine up. So this one was tier 1 and it's got the first page and then the GV on the back. And I just chopped it off there and then popped tier 2 together, which has personal, group, and GV at the bottom. And then same with tier 3. And that way you can kind of break it down. I'm just highlighting everything as I go along across all 3 tiers so that I can see the whole lot also. And this is the wedge that I was talking about. I've spoken about the wedge for years in my previous business. And that is really about focusing on, if you can imagine in your business right now, if you think about a wedge, it looks like this. Right now, if you're day 1 or day 1 of criteria, the 1st of August, you're starting at 0. It actually doesn't matter what you did prior to the 1st of August because we're all starting at the same point right here at that wedge. But what you do right now incrementally will slowly but surely build that wedge up. So don't stress if you're not even close to hitting your 10,000 GV for this month, or if you're not even close to doing, you know, your 4 market partners and 9 VIPs this month, because these criteria are about momentum. It's about what you do now, what daily actions you're doing, and then it will start to roll into the following month. So it doesn't have to be 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 for 6 months straight. It can be 6, 7, 8, 11, 15, 19. You will see that naturally, if you keep doing those actions, and as your, you know, VIP flex are coming up and as you've got VIPs enrolling to market partners, that volume is naturally going to keep growing as long as you're doing consistent actions. If you're showing up every day and actually doing those little things, ticking off your little boxes, then naturally that's just going to grow. So don't panic if you've been here 2 minutes. And even if you've been here 2 years and your business is not quite what you want it to be, we're all at day 1 on the 1st of August. We're all here together, and anybody you enroll, they are day 1 as well. And you need to keep that belief that they also can achieve this trip, because they can. Don't write anybody off. And I would also say, don't let your beliefs around this trip affect other people, because if we're halfway through this criteria and you think there's no way on earth anybody could ever qualify for this halfway, you're going to write people off that potentially are going to have a different business to you, different network to you, different goals to you, who will absolutely gun for it regardless of whether you are or not. So keep sharing that this is an option for people to join and earn that trip. And some will do it in a month and some will need the full 6 months. And that is got nothing to do with you and your business. All right. Then we've got just a couple of little top tips. So without going, too crazy, I said, apart from tracking like a crazy person, track. If you can track daily, anybody else like a checklist and like ticking things off and highlighting things, great. You're going to love the tracker then. Tick it off, highlight it. It's so like comforting knowing that you've been able to do that. But not only that, take people on the journey. I really can't stress this enough. I think everyone does this really beautifully, but people, I feel like my superpower in this industry has been about being very transparent about what this business is about. It's not we're not blowing smoke up people's asses. We're not, it's not like airy fairy. It's actually like, this is how it works. You do actually have to work in it. You do have to show up, but actually take them on the journey with you as well. So if this is something that you're gunning for, tell your people that this is what you're gunning for. Put your sticky notes up, or, share your little tracker and share with people how you're going with it. Don't be a weirdo about it. And I mentioned that in the second one, but take people on the journey. People want to see you succeed. They want to see you hitting your goals, and they want to feel like they've been a part of that as well. So let people in, be a little bit vulnerable, and take people on that journey. Show up daily. Somebody said this to me a couple of years ago, and I thought this is so true. If your mouth is closed, so is your business. And it could not be could not be more true in this industry. Any business, if you just decided to shut your doors 5 days a week and only went into work for 2 days, then the results are probably going to reflect that as well. If you actually want this to be sustainable, long-term and successful, you've got to show up daily. And it doesn't mean you have to invest hours and hours and hours, but it does mean that you do need to actually show up consistently every other day at least. So and remember that you're more than a Monat billboard. So if you are only talking Monat, then chances are people will get sick of that as well. Don't be a weirdo. Be your normal, beautiful human being self in between that, and talk about the other things that you're interested in. And that's why people will stay connected to you, but they are curious and they are watching. Follow up. I cannot stress this enough. And I'm still really new here, so I love the quiz. I don't love the results that it spits out, but I love that it's a lead magnet. I love that it's telling me who's looking at my business. So I'm just getting my quiz out there as much as I possibly can. It's the first thing I want people to do, because I've got their details and I know that they're actually semi-interested as well. I also thought I would share with you, when your emails come in, I don't know if you know this or not, but when your emails come into your back office, you can actually apply a label to those emails. So what I've been doing as I send them out, I've just created labels, and it might be cart sent or interested MP or VIP when they join, MP when they join. And I'm just labeling everybody so I can really quickly scroll through my back office emails and just see, all right, who's joined, who hasn't, and then I know that I can go back to that person and follow up. Also, in your Instagram messages, I tend to communicate with most people in Instagram. I don't know if you can see this, but when you scroll through, can you see under Alison Shepherd here, there's the little word that says lead. If you swipe on your Instagram message and click on the 3 little dots, it says edit label, and you can add a little label there. So I just add lead label to anybody who I've spoken to or that sent me a quiz or whatever, so that when a sale comes up, I literally just scroll through and I find all the purple lead buttons. And when they do actually order, I edit that label to say ordered or paid. And so then I know they're a VIP or they're an MP or they've already converted. But everybody else, and as I scroll, I did a follow-up yesterday, there's all purple lead people sitting in here, so that I can go back to follow up, follow up, follow up. People don't buy the first time. It's so ridiculously rare that they will buy on the first time or convert on the first time. you have to follow up constantly with these people and ask them where they're at. Are they ready? And if they're not, make a note of that and let them know, okay, no worries, I'll let you know when the next sale is on. But you're not a mind reader. And so actually just ask them if it's okay to follow up as well. And then this is my favorite. Let people know there's 3 ways they can get our product. I've always believed this industry, we have 3 really beautiful ways to help people. We can help them earn money, we can help them save money, and we can help them spend money. And so I'm really big on sharing with everybody that there's 3 ways that they can get our product. They can absolutely give me their money today. It's funny that that's the thing that we feel best about, is taking people's money when we actually have the opportunity to help them save money as a VIP or earn money as an MP. So I'd encourage you to think about what your mindset is like when it comes to, do you go there with those people and offer them the market partner opportunity as well? Or are you just happy taking their money? So it's really interesting when you tell people, no worries, there's 3 ways you can get it. It's surprising how many people will come back and say, oh, well, I'm a bit curious, about the business side. And here you were ready to just sell them some shampoo when they actually could earn some extra income as well. So that is my little top tip for that. That's me done. I've just got a little notification to say that I've got 5 minutes left on my Zoom before it kicks me out. I think I downgraded my plan. So I'll stop sharing. I'll quickly open up. And if you've got any questions whatsoever, feel free to fire away. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up and get the recording up. I think I can see all your beautiful faces now. Yes, I can. Any questions?
I did just drop the tracker in the group chats too.
Thank
so you can print that out. For when I did that for Mexico, I really, like Cass was saying, I brought people on that journey and I got my Nico, and every time I'd get it, I was crossing it off. And that would actually create a lot of conversations. Like, what's that for? Because remember, not everyone watches your stories every single time. I'm still getting people asking me, what oil am I putting in my hair? Okay, so like they don't see everything, and they're like, that's free trips, and you get this and you get that. It's a great conversation starter, and they can see what you're actually trying to achieve as well. So print it out, put it on your wall, get your Nico, and it's so motivating. Like, I've got 1 left, I've got 2 left, I've got this, you know what I mean? Every single day, jump in your back office and see how you're tracking.
Love it. Thanks, Caro. Any questions? Who's feeling like they actually understand it a little bit better now?
Me.
Yeah. You're just winging it. You just knew you were going to be there anyway, so you don't need to know the criteria.
I've learned so much.
I love it. Kim, you got a question, my love?
So nice to see all your faces, being so new here. Cass, I just want to say you did a great job. You are a phenomenal trainer, and they are beautiful. It's like explained so well. And yeah, I'm just so excited to work the plan and print the tracker, and like there is no reason why we can't all be there. So go you. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Pleasure, my love. Thank you. Any other questions? Oh, well, this is easy. You're all just going to smash it then. Wonderful. Happy days. If I don't have, how many people have we got on? 23. If there's not 23 of you in Punta Cana, I'm going to be tracking you down. Just kidding. Honestly, just give it a red hot crack. What is the worst that can happen by printing that planner and just, following these processes? And actually, I wanted to share with you all before we jump off my beautiful experiences with gorgeous Kim Lowe. So Kim was somebody, and I really hope this resonates with you. Kim was somebody at our previous company. We had an incredible trip for the Maldives. And on day 1 of that trip, she was just like, no way, not going to happen. It's not for me. I've never retrieved a holiday. It's too big, blah, 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 blah. And she would send us these messages. And honestly, the emojis were like the slidey face, anxious emojis. And I was like, if I see another slidey face emoji, I'm going to slap you. And I said to her, Kim, I believe in you. I know that you can achieve this. And I hope that one day you wake up and you see in yourself what we see in you. But the first thing I need you to do is start believing that you actually can. And that starts with changing your friggin' emojis. No more poop emojis. Anyway, she just started showing up day by day. a little bit more hopeful, a little bit more positive, and guess what? Things just started like happening a little bit easier for her. There was a bit more excitement, and at like, I'm not even kidding, 11:59 p.m. or something ridiculous, the night
Was the last
of the
half an hour.
the last half an hour of the qualifications, she freaking made it, and she did it. And the best
I had
part
my best
was
month. Best
it
month
was her
ever
best month.
as well.
Yeah, best month ever. It got her to leadership as well. So there was all these incredible byproducts of being able to qualify for this trip, but it really just started with Kim getting her mindset right, believing that she actually could, and then just giving it a red hot crack regardless of the results. And there was times there where we thought it may not happen. You know, she has to pull a rabbit out of a hat. But even if it didn't happen for her, she still would have been 10,000 times better off than what she was when she first started. So be like Kim, all right?
Yeah.
Get a great mindset, gun
I
hard.
still remember when you called me, Cassie, and you were like, do you know how close you are? And I'm like, no, I haven't even tracked this whole, like, it's not even on my radar. Like, and you told me, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. And that last day, my house was an absolute shit show. Todd come home and he's like, what the hell has happened? The kids had pulled all the tadpoles out. They were all dead. And that I just locked myself in the office. But it is just, yeah, even if like you don't make it, and that's what I said as well, like if I didn't make it, my business had improved tenfold and I was in a different place. Yeah.
100%. And you know what? Again, remember, you are a human being. You need a break. You're not a living, breathing Monat machine. There is more to life than the Punta Cana holiday. So remember to have breaks in between, but you are capable of great things. If you just focus now and start tracking and just start with those regular, consistent behaviors, you're going to be well on your way to earning in a really incredible trip. Beautiful. All right. Less than a minute to go. It's going to kick me off, guys. I'll get the recording up. Thank you all for joining me, and good luck. Good luck. See ya.
Thanks.